Hello and welcome to another CinchCMS video tutorial. Today I plan on walking you through some of the first steps of setting up your new CinchCMS website. So the first thing you'll do is type in the URL of your new website, then scroll to the very bottom of any of the pages and log in using the admin login. Once you're logged in, all the content will appear with red or green outlines. Let's start a simple adjustment, which would be changing this welcome title at the top. You simply hover over one of the edit icons and it shows you that this is for editing the content. I click on it once and as you can see, it's just comes up with a what you see is what you get editor. So welcome to and once you're done, you at the very bottom you hit the gray save button. Okay, that was a very simple one. Let's get into one that's a little bit more complicated. As you can see, there is some styling on this text, as there's gray on the left side and white on the right side. If you see something like that, there's usually a little bit more to the text than what comes up in the what you see is what you get editor. So in this case, I'm going to click on the HTML button just to take a look at what's going on. And as you can see, that the gray part of the text is the front, and you can see this span is wrapped around the word style 3 with a class of logo color. In this case, it's a white. So I'm just going to adjust here. I'm going to say put in the name of the company. Oops, hit the caps lock. And then I'm just going to change this here. And because this is much longer, I'm going to put a break character in here, which will break this into 2 lines. Scroll down to the bottom, hit update, and at the bottom hit the gray save button. Okay, so you can see that the gray text is on there, and this has the span wrapped around it to make it white. Alright, let's go to another page of our template. Here's the About Us section. What I plan on showing you here is how to add an image to one of the content divs. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom of this content area, hit the edit button. Okay, and as you can see, that pops this up, and I'm going to close this out just because I didn't make a point of something, is that if you look closely, there's a gray outline around this image, and the way that's happening is there is some styling applied to a div, which is a wrapper around the image. So once again, we're going to go in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the cursor behind there. I'm going to hold the shift key down and hit the enter key on my keyboard. That will just break to a new line, and I'm going to insert an image here. Okay, this image I know happens to be 250 pixels wide, so here's a handy little utility that I got. So you can see that is 250 pixels wide. So I'm going to go to my insert image tool. I'm going to upload my image, choose the file, and let me get into the right folder. I downloaded a couple of images here, so I'm going to use this tooling bits. Okay, now if I scroll down, you'll see that my tooling bits is here. And this image is not the correct size. I want to change this so that my image is 250 pixels wide. So I'm going to click that little up arrow and I'm going to choose Edit. This will allow you to resize your image. So I'm going to resize this by clicking there, type in my 250. If I click into the next box, you'll see that it will resize the image proportionately because this checkbox is set. I'm going to hit apply, and at this point I'm going to hit save. It's going to ask me what do I want to save this as, and I'll just go behind here, and I'm just going to put a -250 to indicate that I resized it to 250. Okay, now I have two images, so I'm going to select that one, and it's going to place it on here. Okay, this looks pretty good so far, but I do not have the gray outline around the image. So if I just hit save at this point, we can take a look at what we got here. Okay, we want to get that gray outline around there. And as you can see, it's also floated to the left, which makes the text appear to the right, or the text will wrap around that image. So what I'm going to do is similar to what we did before with the title and the two colors. I'm going to hit the edit, and I want to look at the code, the HTML code. And up here you can see that I have my image source tooling bits 250. That's the new image. And here is the image that currently has a div wrapper around it with a class of post pic frame left. Okay, every website template is going to have different classes for things, so that won't always be called this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this image that I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to do Control X on my keyboard to cut that. I'm going to remove that break character that was placed when I did that shift return. And what I'm going to do is just place this underneath here, paste that in there, so you can see that now both images have that gray div wrapped around them. And I'm going to delete the original, which was called Office 5 250. And so now I have my div wrapped around my image and the end div. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, hit the update. It doesn't appear here, but if I hit save, you'll see that now I have the gray image wrapped around it, and it also applies a left float to that image div, which causes the text to wrap around it. Okay, I believe that this information will help you get started on your brand new CinchCMS website. Thanks for watching.